Welcome everyone to the 2003 Savannah Offshore Grand Prix, coming to you from beautiful Savannah, Georgia. The third national race of the APBA Tour and third stop on the GMC Pro Grade Series. And this race is brought to you by OffshoreOnly.com. Hi, I'm Vince Lipari on behalf of Jeff Girardi and the rest of the Freeze Frame Video production crew. We have already had great racing in Daytona and Marathon, Florida. After Savannah, we go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, then Sarasota and Tampa, and then the North American Championships in Freeport, Grand Bahama on September 26th, National Championships in Tampa Bay, Florida on October 17th, and the World Championships on November 17th in Key West, Florida. Now, we have 3 races in store for you this 4th of July weekend. Race number 1 will have the performance classes and Factory 1, which is today's race. In race 2, we'll have the Super V and Factory 2 and the Super V Light classes. In the final race this weekend, we'll have the Super Cat and Super Cat Light. Almost 80 competitors in all in this event here in Savannah, Georgia. Now, the fueling, inspection, the dry pits and the cranes, and the racing village, all at the convention center. This week is loaded with all sorts of festivities and concerts. On the night of the 4th of July, a huge fireworks display off of Tybee Island. Now, the speed runs have already taken place here on the Savannah River. And as far as we know, these are the results. First off, we've got Velocity VR1 at 82.770 miles per hour. Team Winnebago in second place at 81.818. Screamin' Eagle at 79.207. Now, Typhoon did run. We understand it ran fairly well, but was disqualified for some reason unknown to us. Now, some of the APBA officials responsible for orchestrating a fine season for the APBA include Mr. Michael Allweiss, also Jim Poplin from Stars and his entire rescue team, Dee Kimes, the chief scorer, Paul LeBrew, and many, many more. The APBA sponsors for this season include GMC Vortec Engines, Mercury Racing, Donzi, Snap-on, Formula Racing, also Daytona Harley-Davidson, Sterling Performance, Speed Channel, BioClean, and many, many more. Now, the competitors for today's race include in Performance 2, it's Obsession Offshore, Team ATC, and Kinetic Animation. Also in P4, it's Just Pray, Team Offshore Gasm, Cool Running, Sonic Racing. P5, the Carrabba's Team Flight, and Mission Possible. Other competitors in Factory 1, it's Team Winnebago, Typhoon Racing, Offshore Addiction, Velocity VR1, WorldPlayerCasino.com, Screamin' Eagle, H2O Motorsports, Propco, also American Dream. Those are your competitors for race number 1 here in Savannah, Georgia. Now, Freeze Frame Video Productions providing 5 onboard cameras for you today, and they include cameras onboard Obsession Racing, Kinetic Animation, Offshore Addiction, Team Winnebago, and Cavalier Motorsports. Once again, this is the third stop on the 2003 GMC Pro Grade Tour, and of course, Freeze Frame Video Productions certainly proud to be a part of it. There's Kinetic Animation being lowered into the water. Owner-operator is Mr. Ryan Beckley, the owner of Kinetic Animation, for all your vinyl needs. And we'd like to extend a special thank you to our camera people, Gary and Nancy Johnson, who, as of July 4th this weekend, will be with Freeze Frame Video Productions for 15 years. Great people, Gary and Nancy Johnson. There's the ATC boat, P27. And the Rheingold One Design boat. Cool Runnings runs well in every race. Cool Runnings. And Mission Impossible, brand new boat for this race. Best of luck with this brand new boat, Mission Impossible Racing Team. Obsession. 4, 5, 6 boat, Sonic Racing. And very shortly, we will be airborne to bring you this 2003 Savannah Offshore Grand Prix. All right, as you can see now, we are airborne. There's Steve Schubel with the orange flag on the GMC boat of offshoreonly.com with his lovely girlfriend, Angel. And the boats we see begin to line up, getting ready for this race here in Savannah. Third stop of the national tour, APBA. We're going to go with the Factory 1 start. Team Winnebago, Typhoon Racing, Offshore Addiction, Velocity VR1, H2O Motorsports, Screamin' Eagle, WorldPlayerCasino.com. The competitors in Factory 1 class. Here's the pace boat on the far outside. Just moments away from the green. Beautiful 4th of July weekend right here in Savannah. And we've got a green flag now in this 2003 Savannah Offshore Grand Prix Factory 1 start. Going to the immediate lead is Team Winnebago. Then we've got Screamin' Eagle, WorldPlayerCasino.com, and Offshore Addiction. They are your leaders in the early moments of this race, this third national race of the APBA. We've got Screamin' Eagle, WorldPlayer Casino, and Offshore Addiction. Your early leaders here in Savannah. Team Winnebago is up front right now, but it's Screamin' Eagle and WorldPlayer Casino right behind, and Offshore Addiction. Factory 1 start. Everyone off to a great start here in Savannah. On board Screamin' Eagle, Andrew Moon, the driver, James Allen Campbell, the throttle man. It's a Warlock. Screamin' Eagle, WorldPlayer Casino, Offshore Addiction. Right behind Team Winnebago coming into the picture now. We got Typhoon and Propco on the right side. Typhoon and Propco. On board Typhoon, we got Glenn Murray and Randy Schluss. On board Propco, Michael Milligan and Brian Kenny. Propco and Typhoon. Second and third in the early moments of this race. Propco and Typhoon. Team Winnebago, your leader in the early moments, right up ahead. Screamin' Eagle on the far outside, right there with Andrew Moon and James Allen Campbell. All right, so it's Team Winnebago, Typhoon, Propco, and Screamin' Eagle. And we got the WorldPlayer Casino in the mix as well. And Offshore Addiction right behind. There's Typhoon, a little hanging and banging there in that brand new Kryptonite. Typhoon. As we see the rest of the field. And moving up, there we go to a Team Winnebago. Right now in first place, Team Winnebago with Gino Marone and Mark Kowalski. Current leader in Factory 1. Now sponsors include Winnebago Industries, Red Devil Energy Drink, SB Ballard Construction Company, The Finish Line, Nike debuting a new sneaker called Air Kakini, Saratoga Spring Water, Blaster Chemical Company, Disabled American Veterans, Hooters, Desert Inn Resort, and Champion Canopies. Team Winnebago took a second place in Daytona, third in Marathon. Right now, you're a leader in Factory 1. In the kilo runs, Team Winnebago ran at 81.818 miles per hour. There's Typhoon in second place. Typhoon. And Propco right behind. 1, 2, and 3. Gino Marone and Mark Kowalski on board. It's an activator. Gino from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Mark from Medina, Ohio. Nice driving there by Gino Marone. Mark Kowalski on throttle. Mark, the owner of Team Winnebago. There's Typhoon Racing, a kryptonite. Glenn Murray is the driver. Randy Schluss is the throttle man. Glenn from Bridgewater, New Jersey. Randy from Edison, New Jersey. 129. Typhoon Racing took a first place in Marathon. Currently in second place right now in Factory 1 here in Savannah. First race. Brand new boat. Brand new kryptonite. Looking downfield, coming up now, there is Screaming Eagle in third place in Factory 1. Screaming Eagle going by Andrew Moon and Alan Campbell on board. Took a second place in St. Cloud, fifth in Daytona, fourth in Marathon. Screaming Eagle. It's a Warlock. James Campbell is the owner. Sponsors for Screaming Eagle include Throttle Up Propellers, Delta Airlines, Florida National Guard out of Jacksonville, and special thanks to Leanne. In third place in Factory 1, Screaming Eagle. It's Team Winnebago, Typhoon, and Screaming Eagle, 1, 2, and 3 in Factory 1. American Dream going by on the inside. There's Not Guilty right behind here on the outside. And Propco right behind Propco. Michael Milligan and Brian Canty. Uh-oh, Propco's spinning out. Having a problem. Propco spun out, as you can see. Let's see it one more time. Propco. As you see in slow-mo now, coming up, you see Not Guilty right behind is Propco. Having a problem against the spin out. Coming down. And now doing the turn and is out of the race at this point. Something went wrong, and they definitely have a problem. Propco with Mike Milligan and Brian Canty. Tough luck there with that 28-foot Warlock. All right, now we're going to go with the performance start. And the boats begin to line up here. And the competitors include Obsession Offshore, Team ATC, Kinetic Animation, Just Pray, Team Offshore Gas and Cool Running, Sonic Racing, Carib's Team Blight, and Mission Impossible. On the inside, there's Kinetic Animation with Mr. Ryan Beckley, owner-operator, for all your vinyl needs. Kinetic Animation. Waiting for the green here and the P-start. On board, Kinetic Animation. Boats beginning to spread out. Just moments away from the green. All right, there are the competitors. We got Offshore Obsession, Team ATC, Kinetic Animation, Just Great, Team Offshore Gasm, Cool Running, Sonic Racing. We're waiting for the green as they go around the turn. P-start. Onboard Kinetic Animation there briefly. Our helicopter pilot today, Mr. Paul Barth from Camera Copters Inc. out of Florida. We flew with Paul some 10 years ago. We're doing it again today. Always does a great job. Onboard Kinetic Animation. American Dream on the inside, rather. Ryan Beckley and Mark Hanna on board Kinetic Animation. And we got a green flag now in the performance start here at the 2003 Savannah Offshore Grand Prix. Now we got Team ATC and Obsession going to the immediate lead. ATC in first place. David Jobs and Harry Clack on board, driver and throttleman on board Team ATC. It's an AMT cutting edge boat. Took first place in St. Cloud, a first in Daytona, first in Marathon, and currently in first place in the point standings. Right behind, though, in second place on the outside. There you see Obsession. Team ATC powered by two 2.5 EFIs. Obsession on the outside, ATC on the inside. They are your early leaders here in the performance start. Obsession took a third place in Daytona. Cast-off racing at American Dream on the outside, but we're going to stay with ATC on the inside with David Jobs and Harry Clack, driver and throttleman, both from Louisiana. Sponsors include GulfCoastOffshore.com and Advanced Transmissions Center. American Dream and cast off. Third national race for the APBA right here in Savannah, Georgia. Cast off racing on the outside. It's a 38-foot cigarette. Dave Meters, the driver. Scott Pobajewski is the throttleman. American Dream looking upfield. On board Obsession Racing Team. And on board we've got Mr. Harry Turner. He's the driver. The throttleman is Dan Dropsky. Navigator's Bob Bowman. There they are. Sponsors include Turner Inc., Bowman Builders, Obsession Marine, Green Pond Seafood, Seabrook Truck Center, and TLC Detailing. Special thanks to Linda, Harry's wife. They've been married some 32 years. Matter of fact, it's their 32nd anniversary this weekend. First in class right now, Obsession. Now, the Obsession race team has had its share of problems this racing season, but as of today, no problems at all. They are smoking around this course. Obsession race team, special thanks to MRD. This boat powered by a pair of MRD inboards. On board Obsession. Harry Turner, Dan Dropsky, and Bob Bowman. All right, we're going to go with Cast Off Racing now. Cast Off Racing, a 38-foot cigarette. Dave Meters is the driver. Scott Babajewski is the throttleman. Powered by Chief Engines, a pair of Chief Engines, new sponsor for this year. Cast Off Racing. Chief Engines located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That dependable, reliable horsepower. Other sponsor includes the Fort Lauderdale Cast-Off Yacht Services. Now, this boat was your 2002 GLSCS High Points champion, 2002 Rookie Team of the Year, and 2002 Central Division champions. Other competitors in P4 class include Jess Prey, Cool Running, and Sonic Racing. All right, but this boat right here is in first place. Cast Off Racing, #1 right now, Performance Sport. There's Just Bray, currently in second place in performance for Scott Utah, the driver. Graham Pecora, the throttle man. Scott from Raleigh, North Carolina. Graham from Doraville, Georgia. Just Bray Racing, P48. Other competitors in Performance Class 4. We've got Cast Off, Cool Riding, and Sonic Racing. Just Bray currently in second place. Cast Off in first place in P4. All right, we're going to go with Sonic Racing now. Sonic Racing P456 as it comes up. Pat Takaz, the driver. Dennis Hennessy, the throttle man. They're from New Jersey. Pat from Mays Landing. Dennis from Dorothy, New Jersey. This boat has taken a first place in every race that it's entered this year. First in Daytona, first in Marathon, and it is currently in first place in points for 2003. Sonic Racing. Now, some of the crew members include Gary Weller, he's the crew chief, also Joanne Hennessy, team manager, and Fred Grant from factory support. Sponsors, Sonic USA High Performance Pleasure Boats and GG Provisions, a wholesale food distributor. Mercury Power. Sonic Racing, Pat Takaz and Dennis Hennessy. Nice throttling there by Dennis Hennessy. Pat at the wheel. This is Dennis Hennessy's fifth year on the APBA offshore circuit. Pat Takaz has been with the APBA for 3 years. There's Cool Running. It's an offshore concepts boat powered by two V8 outboards. Eric Cormier is the driver. James Brown is the throttle man. James from North Falmouth, Massachusetts. He's also the owner of Cool Running. Took fifth place in Daytona earlier this year. Sponsors include Porter Products, Atavian BW Honda, and Wurlitzer Distributors. Special thanks to Scott and Jan Porta for all of their help for this year. Other crew members include Paul Tolius and Kelly LeBlanc. Eric Cormier at the wheel doing a fine job. James Brown, the throttle man. Cool running. Looking downfield at some of the other competitors in race number 1 here in Savannah, Georgia, third national race for the APBA. Team Winnebago coming up in Factory 1, still in first place in Factory 1. Gino Marone and Mark Kowalski on board Team Winnebago. Right behind there is Typhoon in second place. Typhoon on the left side of the screen. Glenn Murray, the driver. Randy Schluss, the throttle man. Typhoon in Factory 1 in second place. Typhoon coming up now. Brand new boat, brand new kryptonite for the Typhoon Racing team. In second place in Factory 1. Glenn Murray and Randy Schluss on board Typhoon Racing. Left side coming up, there's Cool Running. Eric Cormier and James Brown. P452. And there's Mission Impossible on the outside. Mission Impossible. It's a 24-foot Carrera. Emilio Preto is the driver. Lazaro Fonteca is the throttle man. Mission Impossible, P523. And sponsors include E&E Truck Parts and Repair Center. Now, the team would like to thank all the friends and family for all of the support. Emilio would like to thank the main sponsor, E&E Truck Parts and Repair, for its dedication to making this team a success. The boat was rigged and designed by Lazaro Fonteca and Emilio Preto. They would also like to give a very special thank you to two persons who, without their efforts, this race would not have been possible, Mr. and Mrs. Gene Martinez. The team also appreciates the job well done by the engine builder, Mr. Pat Musi, for having the engine ready in such a short time. Mission Impossible is looking forward to racing in the upcoming races with both the APBA and the OPA. The team's next race will be on July 20th with the Jersey Boys in Atlantic City. Lastly, a special thanks to Lazaro Tomeda Fonteca for getting the boat ready for the race. Without his devotion, this race would not have been possible. And we wish all the teams a lot of luck in the season of offshore racing. Of course, Freeze Frame Video Productions will be at that Atlantic City race. Number 1, Mission Impossible, first in class. Beautiful jump. Other competitors in P5 include High Priority, Carib's Team Blythe, Joker Powerboats, Not Guilty, and Callan Murray. Nice flying there by Mission Impossible. WorldPlayerCasino.com. It's a superboat. Mark Henderson's the driver. Eddie Simmons, he's the throttle man. Took a 6th place in Daytona, 5th in Marathon, Florida. Crew members include Missy Simmons, Dennis Tracy, Rod Compton, and Will Wickersham. Now, Eddie would like to give a special thanks to Internet Gambling Casinos, WorldPlayerCasino.com, and VegasInternationalPlayers.com for their sponsorship of the 2003 racing season. World Player Casino is an international online casino and sports book, fully licensed. World Player Casino takes you to a place where riches flow like water and combines this atmosphere with the modern-day excitement of many casino games, as well as a comprehensive sports book. Fast payouts issued from major banks means there is no waiting for your winnings. WorldPlayerCasino.com currently in 4th place. We got Team Winnebago, Typhoon, and Screaming Eagle 1, 2, and 3, and World Player Casino number 4 in Factory 1 class. Superboat made on Long Island. Cool running coming up. Going by. All right, there's Offshore Addiction and Team Velocity VR1 on the outside. Offshore Addiction, a Mercruiser powerboat, 28-foot Warlock. On the outside, it's VR1, Team Velocity, A Velocity, Boss Biltuski, and Steve Kildall on board. And there on the inside, Offshore Addiction, we've got Scott Bekovich and Al Chesley, throttle man. Offshore Addiction, a 28-foot Warlock, Mercruiser powered, took a 3rd place in St. Cloud earlier this year. Sponsors include Addictive Water Sports, Midas out of Rochester, New York, ZEI, Mr. Maintenance, Kids Wish Network, South Bay Tents, and Accurate Auto Tint and Signs. Offshore Addiction. Other crew members, Christina Foster, and Thomas and Alicia Chesley, and John Begovich. Nice jump there. Offshore Addiction. There's VR1, Velocity on the outside. Team Velocity with Bob Spitulski and Steve Kildall. They're from Florida. Battle going on here in Factory 1 between Team Velocity VR1 and Offshore Addiction. A Warlock and a Velocity. in their kilo runs. Velocity VR1 maxed out at 82.770. Offshore addiction at 75.796 miles per hour. On board Offshore Addiction.
Stay to the right a little bit. You're going to squeeze us on the turn.
This earlier in the race.
Fucking nuts. The second turn? Huh? The second turn? Watch out.
Scott Begovich and Thomas L. Chesley.
Turn, turn.
Back to helicopter shot, Offshore Addiction, and VR1 Velocity. There's Carrabba Team Blythe. It's a Pantera. Todd Blythe is the driver. Dave Flack is the throttleman. They're both from Pennsylvania. Tom from Doylestown. Dave from Halicon, Pennsylvania. The owners are Bonnie and Todd Blythe. Other competitors in class include Mission Impossible, Joker Powerboats, Not Guilty, and Callan Marine, and High Priority. There's VR1 Velocity on the outside. Team Blythe on the inside. Team Blythe in second place in P5. Mission Impossible in first place in P5. Carrabba in second. All right, now some of these classes have finished and others are almost finished. We are certainly winding down in race number 1 here in Savannah, Georgia. Right there is the checkered flag. OffshoreOnly.com's Angel has a checkered flag. Offshore Only part sponsor of this DVD here in Savannah, Georgia. Race 1 is now officially over, and very shortly we will have the results for you in the respective classes. Third national stop for the APBA right here in Savannah. Here's the offshore only boat with the Angel waving the checkered flag. All right, that is it. End of race number 1 here for the APBA, third national race, Savannah, Georgia. And we are now on board the Obsession race team. We're going to take a number of these boats to the finish line, and then we're going to start off with Obsession, and then we'll give you the final results for race number 1. Obsession getting the checkered flag in class in Performance 2. Number 1, followed by Advanced Transmission Center and Kinetic Animation. That's 1, 2, and 3. Checkered flag for Obsession. There you saw the guys, the team congratulating itself. We're on board now. Team Winnebago took a first place in Factory 1. And we're going to take Team Winnebago down to the finish line. Great run for Winnebago from the green to the checkered flag all the way. Victory salute there by the Winnebago race team. Getting the checkered flag. There it is. All right, there is the crowd of having watched race number 1, one of 3 races here in Savannah for this 4th of July weekend, the third stop on the APBA National Tour. Beautiful Savannah, Georgia. Great place to have a race and a great place to vacation. And they're now coming into the shot as the Angel 1 helicopter, Mr. Jim Poplin, keeping an eye on everyone involved. Lighthouse here, the centerpiece on Tybee Island. right, Factory 1, we just mentioned Winnebago. Team Winnebago getting the checkered flag in first place, followed by Typhoon in second. And Screaming Eagle in third. Winnebago dominated from green flag to checkered flag. Your winner in Factory 1. In Performance 2 class, it was Obsession in first place, followed by Advanced Transmissions and Kinetic Animation in third. Obsession getting the checkered flag in Performance 2. In Performance 4, Cast-Off Racing, Just Prey Racing in second, and Sonic Racing in third. Cast-Off Racing, your winner in Performance 4. And in P5, Mission Impossible getting the checkered flag, followed by Caraba's Team Flight and Not Guilty. Great job by Mission Impossible in race number 1, winning in P5 class. And that is it. The final results, and race number 1 is history. Highly competitive racing, but most of all, safe racing here in Savannah, Georgia. Now, before we go, there are a few people that we would like to thank. First off, our camera people, Gary and Nancy Johnson. A special congratulations to them. They have been with Freeze Frame Video Productions for 15 years. It is their 15th anniversary right here on July 4th here in Savannah, Georgia. Also, special thanks to all the officials of the APBA for orchestrating this fine event. Also, special thanks to our helicopter pilot, Mr. Paul Barth from Cameracopters, Inc. for doing a fine job. And, of course, to OffshoreOnly.com for sponsoring in part this DVD here in Georgia. So this is Vince Lopari on behalf of Jeff Girardi and the rest of the Freeze Frame Video production crew, wishing you a fond farewell from Savannah. Hoping to see you in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the next stop on the APBA National Tour. Bye, everyone.